Pulmonary circuit. So this is where exchange of gases occur. So the right atrium pumps deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle, which then pumps into the pulmonary trunk. The pulmonary trunk is split into the right and left pulmonary arteries, which then actually go to the lungs. And the lungs, the pulmonary arteries branch into the areoles, which lead to capillaries. And this is where the exchange of gas happens. The pulmonary capillaries lead into venules, which then merge into the pulmonary veins. The four pulmonary veins empty into the left atrium. The pulmonary arteries carry blood that is poor in oxygen, and the pulmonary veins carry blood that is rich in oxygen. The systemic circuit. So the left ventricle pumps blood into the aorta, which then branches off into all the tissues of the body. So the arteries branch into the areoles, which lead into capillaries. The capillaries lead into venules, which drain into the veins, that leads to the superior and inferior vena cava, and the vena cava empties into the right atrium. So usually, blood flows from the aorta into the artery and then supplies to the organs, and then the veins back to the vena cava. So we go from aorta, renal artery, kidney, renal vein, inferior vena cava. However, there are special routes that don't follow these pathways, and this is an example of the hepatic portal system. A hepatic portal vein that brings blood that is rich in nutrients from the digestive tract to the liver. So the liver synthesizes blood proteins from amino acids into the hepatic portal veins and stores them as glucose and glycogen as well. So the liver also removes toxins and pathogens that enter the blood through the digestive system. And then the blood is drained from the liver into the hepatic veins, which drain into the inferior vena cava. So there are actually two forces that drive fluid in and out of the capillaries. So blood pressure drives fluid out of the capillaries. It's mainly at the arterial end in the capillary bed. So this fluid contains everything the blood contains except the plasma proteins. Osmotic pressure draws water into the capillaries by osmosis, mostly at the end of the venule end. Some tissue fluid enters into the lymphatic capillaries and becomes the lymph, which eventually returns to the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular disease. So this is the leading cause of death in the Western countries. This is caused by disorders of the blood vessels. So you have hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, and atherosclerosis, often lead to stroke, heart attack, and aneurysm. Hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, this is a systolic pressure of 140 or greater and a systolic pressure of 90 or greater. This is known as the silent killer because there are few symptoms until it causes kidney failure, heart attack, or stroke. It's treated with diuretics, which increases the production of urine, and other drugs. Atherosclerosis, so this is a buildup of the atherosclerosis plaque in the walls of the blood vessels. So plaques, but what they do is that they narrow the blood vessel diameter and decrease the blood supply to the tissues. And this can cause clots to form in the roughened walls of the arteries. So you have thrombus, which is a clot that is stationary. And you have embolus, which is a clot that attaches and moves to the distant sides. And then you also have thromboembolism, which is an embolus that has become lodged in a blood vessel. You have stroke or cerebral vascular accidents, also known as CVA. Occurs when a cranial artery is blocked or burst, so parts of the brain dies due to the lack of oxygen. Symptoms may include numbness of hands or face, difficult speaking, inability to see in one eye. So myocardial infarction, also known as heart attack, this part of the heart dies due to the lack of oxygen and is caused by the blockage of coronary arteries. It can begin with an angina, pertussis, also pain in the chest from partially blocked coronary arteries. And if this can, good news is that this can be treated with drugs that dilate blood vessels. Aneurysm, so a ballooning of the blood vessels. So this is most often the abdominal aorta or blood vessels in the brain. So arteriosclerosis and hypertension can weaken the vessels and cause ballooning. And if a major artery is ruptured, then this leads to essentially the person dying. So how do you dissolve blood clots? What you can do is take tissue plasminogen activators. So these are they convert plasminogen, which is a protein that is found in the blood, into plasmin. So this is an enzyme that dissolves blood clots. How do you prevent thromboembolism? So you can take aspirin. So aspirin is good at low dosages. So how do you treat clogged arteries? You can take what is called a coronary bypass operation, which is a vein from the leg is taken and used as bypass a clogged artery. or you can also do what is called gene therapy, which is basically an injection of a gene for vascular endothelial growth factor, so VEGF, and that induces the growth of new vessels. And if you do that, then there's no need to do the bypass surgery. Or you can do angioplasties, which is a tube that is inserted into the clot artery. So it's inserted as a stem, which is a meso cylinder to hold it open. Stents are usually coated with drugs to dissolve the blockage. So these are three different treatments for treating clogged arteries. What about for heart failure? So this is where the heart no longer pumps properly. So what are some of the treatments? So one of the things that you can do is just rub the heart to prevent enlargements. You can do what is called implantable cardiovascular defibrillator. This corrects the irregular rhythm. You can also have a heart transplant or an injection of stem cell to repair the damaged heart, or left ventricle assist device, which is a battery-powered pump to assist the heart, or the total artificial heart, which is this is just a temporary solution. However, these are some treatments for heart failure.